Hey everyone, and welcome back to Learn English Together, the channel where learning English is easy, real, and fun. Today's lesson is one you can use every single day of your life because it's all about talking about your day in English. Sounds simple, right? But most people only say things like, "My day was fine," or "I was busy," and that's it. In real conversations, though, native speakers share little stories, small details, and emotions that make their answers sound natural and interesting. That's exactly what we're going to practice today. How to describe your day like a fluent English speaker.
It's funny how one question, "How was your day?" can open the door to a whole conversation. When you answer it well, people feel connected to you. You sound confident, friendly, and expressive. So today we'll look at how to describe your morning, your work or school time, and your evening using natural expressions and a mix of tenses. By the end, you'll be able to talk about your day in a smooth storytelling way that feels alive.
Let's start with the morning, that moment when the day begins. Imagine this. One of us says, "So, how was your morning?" The other laughs and says, "Oh, it was hectic." I made the classic mistake. I slept through my alarm. Straight away, that sentence gives so much personality. You can feel the chaos. Instead of just saying, "I woke up late," you make it sound real. Then you might continue, "I jumped out of bed, had the quickest shower ever, and ran out of the door with a banana in my hand." All those verbs, jumped, had, ran, are in the past simple because the actions are finished. They help you paint a picture of what really happened.
The other person might reply, "Oh no, that sounds stressful." I'm the opposite. I woke up at 6 and had a calm start. Now we have a contrast between a rushed morning and a relaxed one. That's how natural conversations grow. Notice how small, simple sentences can sound dynamic when you add emotion. It was hectic. I made a mistake. I grabbed my coffee on the way. Even everyday English feels alive when you include a few descriptive details.
When you talk about your morning routine, you can use the past simple for finished actions. I woke up, I brushed my teeth, I made coffee. If you want to talk about actions in progress, use the past continuous. I was drinking coffee when my phone rang. Combining these tenses makes your story more interesting. Instead of saying, "I drank coffee and left," you could say, "I was drinking coffee when I realized I was late." It sounds natural and fluent.
Now imagine the conversation continues. One person says, "Did you have breakfast?" And the other laughs, "Absolutely not. I was running so late, I just grabbed a banana." That phrase, "grabbed a banana," is a great example of natural speech. You can also say, "I skipped breakfast," if you didn't eat at all. The listener might respond, "Wow, I could never skip breakfast. I need my food in the morning." You can already see how describing your day becomes storytelling, not just a list of events.
Then comes the commute, the journey to work or school. Maybe someone says, "The train was packed this morning." "I was lucky to find a seat." Or, "The traffic was terrible." "I sat in my car for almost an hour." Those small sentences sound real because they include feelings and reactions. Instead of saying, "Traffic was bad," say, "I was sitting there for an hour, not moving, just staring at the same car in front of me." That extra color makes your English sound alive.
Let's expand on that example. Imagine one person says, "I listened to a podcast about ancient Rome while I was on the train. It helped me relax." The other replies, Oh, that sounds interesting. I should start listening to podcasts too. I just played music and tried to stay calm in the traffic. That's everyday English. Simple grammar, real vocabulary, but full of life. When you share what you listened to, read, or watched, you give people something to respond to.
By the time you get to work or school, there's always something to talk about: a meeting, a report, an assignment. You might say, "As soon as I arrived, we had a big team meeting about our new project." The past simple is perfect here. The other person might say, "Oh, the new project. How's it going?" And you reply, "It's exciting but stressful." We discussed the schedule and deadlines this morning. Adding feelings like exciting, stressful, fun, or intense makes your description sound real. You're not just listing events, you're sharing an experience.
Then you might move to another part of the day. After the meeting, I spent a few hours catching up on emails. That phrasal verb catch up on is so useful. It means to do something you were behind on, like, I'm catching up on sleep, or I need to catch up on some work. Real English is full of these little phrases. They make you sound fluent without sounding formal.
Imagine the other speaker responds, "Oh, the email mountain again?" That playful tone makes it sound natural, friendly, and real. You can continue, "Exactly." I felt like I was replying to messages for hours. But once I finished, I finally felt free. See how it's not just grammar, it's rhythm, emotion, and storytelling. When you talk about your day, think of it as sharing a short story, not giving a report.
Then you move to lunchtime. Maybe one says, I brought lunch from home today. I'm trying to save money. The other might reply, good idea. I wish I had. I just ran to the cafe downstairs and grabbed a sandwich. Both are natural. The verbs brought and grabbed are simple, but they sound casual and native. Add feelings like it wasn't very exciting, but it was healthy, or it was okay, just a bit boring. And you sound like someone thinking naturally in English.
After lunch, the afternoon begins. Here, the present perfect tense often appears when the time period, today, isn't finished. You might say, "I've done most of my work already," or "I've just finished a long report." This tense connects the past with the present moment. It's perfect for describing what you've done so far today. The other person might say, "Wow, you've been productive," or "I haven't started mine yet." Simple, natural, perfect for small talk.
Let's continue our story. One says, my afternoon was long. I had to work on that finance report. So many numbers, my eyes are still tired. The other laughs, that sounds painful. Did you finish it? Almost. I've done the main part, but I still have to check the final numbers. That last line uses the present perfect again. I've done, because the day isn't over. You're still talking about ongoing time. You can say, I've already finished my report, or I haven't checked it yet. It's the same grammar pattern that helps you sound fluent.
After a long afternoon, maybe something positive happens. One person says, "I had a really good call with a client this afternoon. I thought they were unhappy with the designs, but they loved them." The other smiles, "That's great news. All your hard work paid off." That phrasal verb "paid off" means your effort brought good results. You can also use it in other ways. My study finally paid off when I passed the exam. Natural, everyday English is full of these small expressions that sound warm and human.
Then the conversation moves into the evening. You can use going to or the present continuous for near future plans. I'm going to finish my report when I get home. Or I am meeting my sister for dinner tonight. Those patterns make you sound like a real speaker, not a textbook. If someone asks, "What are you going to do tonight?" you can reply, "I'm going to relax and order pizza," or "I'm meeting some friends for dinner." Keep it short, natural, real.
You can add more detail to sound fluent. I think I've earned a lazy evening. I started a new documentary series about deep sea exploration last night. The photography is amazing. The other person might say, "That sounds so cool. I might watch it too." You see, this kind of conversation flows naturally. One person shares something, the other reacts, asks, or adds a comment. That's how real English feels.
Maybe the next line is, "My sister just started a new job, so we're going out to celebrate." "We're trying that new Italian restaurant on Main Street. Oh, I've heard good things about it." You'll have to tell me if the pasta's worth it. Those are the kinds of small, realistic exchanges that help learners hear how natural conversations sound. Polite, curious, full of little expressions like, "You'll have to tell me," "I've heard," "It's supposed to be good," and "I'm looking forward to it."
By the end of the day, it's nice to wrap things up with reflection. You might say, "It's been a long day, but a good one." Or, "I started in chaos, but it ended well." These closing thoughts help people feel you're telling a complete story. The person listening might say, "That's the best kind of day. A stressful start, but a good finish." Or, "You've earned your rest." All of this shows how to connect actions, emotions, and outcomes together. Exactly how native speakers do.
Let's summarize how to structure your answer when someone asks, "How was your day?" Start with an overview. It was busy. It was great. It was stressful. Then add detail about your morning, your main activities, and your evening. Use the past simple for finished actions. I woke up, I went, I did. Use the past continuous for ongoing actions. I was working, I was driving. Use the present perfect for things you've done today. I've already finished, I've just eaten. And use going to or the present continuous for your plans. I'm going to watch a movie, I'm meeting a friend later. Combine those naturally, and you'll sound fluent without memorizing grammar rules.
You can also sprinkle in phrasal verbs to sound more native. Catch up on means to complete something you were behind on. Run out of means you no longer have something. I ran out of coffee this morning. Turn out means something ended differently than expected. The meeting turned out better than I thought. And payoff means effort was rewarded. These small expressions make your English sound natural and alive.
At the end of the day, the most important thing is emotion. Don't just tell what happened, now share how you felt. Instead of "I worked all day," try "I was buried in work, but it felt satisfying." Instead of "I cooked dinner," say "I finally cooked something healthy for once." Simple changes like that make your English feel personal and confident.
Think about it. If someone asks, "How was your day?" you don't have to tell everything. You can pick one or two moments and describe them in a short story. For example, "It started a bit crazy. I missed my alarm and had to rush to catch the train. But later I had a great call with my client, so it ended on a high note." That answer sounds natural, expressive, and full of language learners can use immediately. Real English isn't about perfect grammar. It's about connection, tone, and rhythm.
So next time someone asks you that question, don't stop at, it was fine. Try to share something small but real, how you felt, what you did, or what surprised you. You can say, actually, my morning was hectic, but my afternoon was great. Or, I had a long day, but I'm happy I got everything done. That's the difference between sounding basic and sounding fluent.
And remember, you can practice this anytime, even by yourself. Think about your day at night and describe it out loud in English. I woke up late. I rushed to work. I had lunch with a friend. I finished a big task. Now I'm tired but proud. Just 1 minute of speaking like that every day can transform your fluency. You're not memorizing. You're living the language.
That's all for today's lesson. You've learned how to talk about your day using real English, natural grammar, and expressions that native speakers actually use. If this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe to Learn English Together and share it with a friend who's also learning. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Thanks for spending your time with us today. Remember, English isn't just about words. It's about connection. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep learning English together.
See you next time.